is the first morning, I guess it's afternoon now, that I've experienced since being eliminated from the new MrBeast game challenge. They eliminated 400 people the first day. Those 400 people, the majority of them were forced by the other team members to be on the specific team they were. Some were just about like physically like assaulted to be put onto one team, which ended up making it like the weakest team, since it was a lot of like elderly people and petite women and people that just, I mean, they weren't willing to take on 6 guys that were surrounding them trying to take their vest so that they can actually be on that team. Of the 400 people that left, the majority of them, I'd say at least half, are all extremely depressed. I don't know if I can say extremely, but I definitely know that they are depressed. As far as I've heard from so many people that I've talked to personally, as well as people that I've spoken to that are employed by other organizations that are around like the games right now, a lot of people have come up and expressed that they are really not doing okay. It was so much work and exhausting to just get to that point to even be in the games, and then to be kicked out, and you kind of get ostracized. The staff, like, they become really cold towards you once you're actually kicked out. MrBeast does not talk to everybody, all his fans or anything, and I mean, like, there's so many different things. I'll keep giving updates on this, but like, MrBeast is a monster, and the games that he does are really cruel and sick. They actually had called a one kind staff member of the only three kind staff members that I came across that were like really concerned about the well-being of all the people that were so distraught, had actually come to me and asked me if I was okay, and I told them I wasn't. I told them that I wanted to die, and one of them had called a psychologist to come on set and talk to me, and that psychologist had even informed me that shows like MrBeast, and I'm assuming probably similar type game shows, they kind of destroy the contestants. It is extremely psychologically damaging, and I really think that it should end, or they need to redesign it in a way that is more psychologically safe, because a lot of psychological damage took place within the first day of the new MrBeast games. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of updates that I'm going to give. I made a video last night when I was prepared and planning on killing myself last night, because I have already lost like everything else in my life, and being a part of the MrBeast games just for the experience of doing fun, unique activities, it gave me something to look forward to. It gave me something to be really happy and excited about. And then when they ripped it away, my first thought was to try and figure out some way that maybe I can salvage it somehow. So I spoke to one of the producers and tried to see if I could at least just be on set, like maybe be able to participate but not be like a contestant to win, just so I can just experience it. And he was super sweet, and okay, so 4 people were kind, but he didn't know how absolutely destroyed I really was. And he actually wanted to have the camera crew do a video story on me about just my journey getting, I believe it was just going to be about my journey getting onto the Beast show, because there were so many times that I was told that I was getting cut, and then I'd have to fight again and find some new avenue to be able to appease them so that I can continue with the show. And even up until 1 hour before I was supposed to be on the show, and I'd already been flown out, checked in, jumped through all these massive hoops, I was told about an hour before that I was going to be kicked off unless I could get a doctor's note. And it was almost past the time that any doctor's offices were even open. So that was a real challenge. And thankfully, there were 2 other like incredibly kind staff members. The lower level staff members are the ones that I have found are the most compassionate and have the most heart and actually care genuinely about the people. And I'm sure it's because they see so many lives being destroyed by MrBeast and his dream world. I mean, I think that there are, I think that he could do this better, where it's fun, entertaining, not psychologically damaging, and everybody walks away actually feeling like they benefited something. Do you get money from the show? Yes and no. You get fake money while you're on the show. Complete fake money, and then they take it from you right after they get their little shots done. And then they have you sign some paperwork where they tell you that they're going to send you the money at a later point in time. For me, it was supposed to be $1,000. That's like nothing. $1,000 for everything that we'd gone through. And it takes 4 months. It was going to take 4 months to get to me. As MrBeast and his staff knew that I was homeless and had nothing when I went on the show. And I had to buy stuff for wardrobe to be on the show. Like, I did everything that I could to try and be able to stay on the show as long as I could. And by chance, no, not even by chance, by bullies on the show, instead of MrBeast actually evenly distributing like the people that we had to pull stupid boulders to pull the heavy weight. Like, he should have made it even, instead of one team being like 50% elderly individuals, because that was basically my team, and we lost really bad. And then there was another team that was all guys, because they demanded no women would be allowed. Very racist, or I mean very sexist. That's a very, very sexist thing to do. And MrBeast allowed that on his show. I mean, it was so many different things. Like, the show is, and then the people on the show like had such a hard time getting their medication. Many people, and these are prescription medications, many people, sometimes they hadn't gotten their medication for like 2 days. Some of it was like epileptic medication, like really vital, necessary medication. I know for me, every time I went to go and try and get my medication, I would have trouble as well. Sometimes just the lady distributing the medication, she would just give me a lot of attitude, because I take my medication more than once in a day. And so when I'd come back, a second time or a third time, she would get irritated with me, because already got my medication. So it is, I mean, there's a lot to say about it, a lot to say about the show. It was a very interesting experience. It was not what I was expecting. I really thought that when he was going to do this show, he was going to challenge people, especially in a more fair way. But the first round was not fair in any way, shape, or form. The losing team really, basically everybody was bullied and forced onto that team because the rest of the people just wanted them gone. And that doesn't give anybody else a chance to, you know, win a challenge when it comes to, you know, something else, endurance, intellect. There's a lot of other things that could have been done. Fear testing, psychological testings, but MrBeast, like, he genuinely just wants to psychologically, like, disturb people. And that's exactly what his show is. And I've heard this from a lot of reputable sources now. That show really is destroying lives, and I sadly, I'm not going to be surprised if many people from the show that he's doing currently right now end up killing themselves. Because I saw people coming in that were eliminated from like the following day and such, and they were so distraught. I mean, the emptiness in their eyes, it's horrifying to see people so broken and so destroyed over a game that really should be fun. It should be fun, just like what you see on TV or on the YouTube channel. And that's not at all what it's like being on it. It's like a prison. You're like in a prison, and when the cameras are on, they tell you what to do most of the time. Anyways, that is the first of many of these videos that I am going to upload and share. And for anybody interested in knowing, I'm currently in Vegas. That's where I am. Oh, and I'm also staying in a room that, like, the Beast Company bought, like, the rights to or something. So just to stay one extra night, they triple charged me. I mean, not necessarily me, since, yes, I have absolutely nothing. When I say I have absolutely nothing, I have absolutely nothing. Like, no money, no home, no car. Like, I am at the bottom of the bottom, the worst position I've ever been in my entire existence. And just being on the show, the Beast show, I mean, it just gave me hope that there was at least happiness to be had in life. Even if I didn't win, it was going to be a fun experience, I thought. And instead, it just ended up crushing and destroying me more. So, yeah, so the hotel room, it wasn't paid by me. It was a family member that was able to give me literally, like, their last bits of dollars, just so that I can stay here. And again, it was triple charged because, well, MrBeast, I guess he cares more about money than he does anything else. I definitely know that they weren't too concerned when I didn't care about getting the $1,000 in 4 months, when they knew I had absolutely nothing. I even had to pay for my own Uber to get out here because They say they'll reimburse, which I'm sure is going to be, I don't know, a year from now. And we were supposed to get hooked up with like a company Uber account, but it just didn't seem to work for, I'm not sure if it worked for anybody. So, the reality of MrBeast. And what's even more entertaining is the very, very first time, like 10 years ago or something, like maybe not 10, I don't know, it was like 5 years, 7 years ago or something, I was shown a MrBeast video, and he was giving away like money or Lamborghini to like some random person, and I told, it was my stepson that had showed me that, my ex-stepson, and after he'd shown me that, I immediately said, that guy is not nice, that's very fake, and he really is not giving away that vehicle, like he's taking that vehicle back. And I would not be surprised if every single one of his videos is just a fraud, just a fake act, and that nobody does win anything or get what it is that he is expressing they will.